Hey there guys, Pratish here back with a brand new video, and in this video we are going to pull up how to create a glow effect just inside After Effects. So here is the preview. So here we are inside After Effects, and let me just take that text here right there. This is the text, and what I need to do is apply some shadow to it. Basically we are not going to directly glow it out right there. So basically we are going to apply some effect to it. So go over to Effect and go to Perspective, and here you have to add Drop Shadow. So you will get a window like this. Now I'm gonna just change this shadow color here to a light blue, something like that. I think this should be great. So yeah, this should be great. So you just copy this hex code out right there by Control or Command C on your keyboard. So yeah, it's done, almost done. Now I'm gonna just set this distance to around 0. So just hit on that and hit 0 on your keyboard. Now basically what you need to do is just set the softness to increase something a little bit, for example like 20. So I'm gonna just set it to around 20 and then hit enter. Now just drag this opacity down a little bit, for example 41 should be great for me. Now as you can see, we've got some similar shadow like glow effect right there in our outline of the text. So this looks great. So now what we need to do is just duplicate this layer. So Control or Command D on your keyboard to duplicate this layer. Now change the softness to around 80%. Now this will give us a subtle look right there like of glow. So this looks great. So as you can see, we got some effect like there. We have just blown up our text. This is the outer shadow that we need. Now basically that's time to add our glow effect. So go to Effect, now go to Stylize, and I'm gonna head over to glow. So basically this is the glow effect what we need. Basically now what I'm gonna do is go to here to this original color and set it to A and B colors. Now change the color looping to sawtooth B greater than A. Now I'm gonna just change this color to the color I need. So copy that, paste that effect that you have just copied from that color. So basically this is it. Hit OK. So we get some shuttle look like this. Now basically what I'm going to do is just add some more effect to it. So let's increase the threshold right there. Like I'll just change this to around 60 like that, and change this intensity to around 2.5 or something like that. So it looks great. So now what I'm going to do is just duplicate this glow effect. So Control or Command T on our keyboard to duplicate this layer. And now I'm going to change this radius to around 150, something like that. So yeah, 150 should be great for us. And let's increase the threshold to around 75, something like that. And now it looks great, but I'm just decrease this to around 100 now for now. So yeah, it looks great. What I'm gonna do is just add more effect to it. So go to Effect, again go to Stylize, and then add a glow effect to it. Now this will dramatically create a glow around your text. So this is it. Now I'm gonna not touch anything about this setting here or right there, because this already makes my text looks beautiful. Now basically we need to start our animation. So what we need to do is just duplicate this layer. So Control or Command D on your keyboard by hitting that glow layer, and you will this glow too. So I'm gonna hit Shift on my keyboard and delete all of these effects right there. Yeah, it looks great. So now we need to add some effect to it. So go to Effect, now go to Blur and Sharpen here, and I'm just add a radial fast blur. Now this will basically create a streaks coming out from my text. So I'm just change the amount to around 75 like that, and as you can see we have some streaks coming out. So I'm gonna just adjust its animation. So basically hit on this keyframe out right there and make sure to set it to around that extreme left corner. I want to just set this here and move over to 6 seconds on your keyframe and keyframe it again to around extreme right side like that. So yeah, it looks pretty and good in Ocean. So I'm just have a preview here, and as you can see we got some animation like that. So this is the animation basically which we got. Now hit U on your keyboard to open up all the keyframes are right there on the second keyframe. So I'm gonna hit U and highlight both of these keyframe, or hit F or F9 on our keyboard to ease them. Now this looks great. So we got some streaks coming out of our logo, or whatever you say. So this is it. Now basically we got this cool looking text here. So I'm gonna just pre-compose all of this text here. So select both of these and hit pre-compose, and let me just name as text glow. So hit enter. So now we need to add some reflection to it. So here is the texture which I have just downloaded it from internet, and then drag it up to around here beyond your text like that, and make sure to arrange it into 3D. So convert it into 3D. Now what you need to do is just hit R on your keyboard to rotate it. Now I'm gonna just rotate this to around like that. So what I'm doing here is just making sure that the position should be around there like that. So yes, it looks good. Basically we are covering up half of our resolution already there, and it looks great. So now hit S on your keyboard to scale it down a little bit, for example like that. So this would be great, and let me just move it up around there, and now you can see we have a texture out right there. Now select this layer, go to effect, and go to color correction, and utilize the curves here. Basically we get this curve. Now make sure that your image should be brighter enough. So I'm going to increase this brightness out right there. Okay, this much brightness should be great out right there. So yeah, this would be great. So now basically pre-compose this into floor, and make sure to move all the attribute to the new composition. So after that been done, let's duplicate our text glow. So Control or Command T on your keyboard to duplicate this layer. After duplicating it, you will get another layer. So basically what I'm gonna do is go to layer and go to transform, and then flip vertical like this. Now I'm gonna just drag this thing up a little bit like that. So let me just resize the position, for example like this. Now just hide this float here, so you get something like this kind of effect. So now I'm gonna create a new adjustment layer. Make sure to drag it below your main text glow. Now what you need to do is just go to effects and go to blur and sharpen, and add a compound blur to it. Now make sure to click on the source layer to floor. Now increase the blur amount to something like that by touch. So I'm gonna just change this to around here, and now invert blur, and again increase the blurriness around like that. Now this will give you this kind of effect of like a real surface beneath it. Looks great, right? Now we need to animate the position of this one. So basically open up this text glow here. Now duplicate one of the layers. So I'm going to just duplicate this glow 3. So this is it. Now basically I'm going to delete this radio fast blur, and now we're gonna change the color. So I'm gonna just go to characters here and change the color to a deep gray color like that. So okay, now after changing it, you will get this kind of text. Okay, now select the first glow layer here and pop up this. Now go on animate, and then just add opacity to it. Now drop this below to around 0 and hit enter. Okay, looks great. So I'm gonna just open up range selector 1, and you're going to change the offset here. So first thing first, you want to just make sure it should be around. So you make sure that the offset should be 100% at the first keyframe, somewhat like that. And you can adjust it, by the way. So just keyframe it here and move around to 1 second and change it to around like there. and go to 2 seconds and move it again back to like that L, and I'm gonna just change this to 3 seconds to again back to the thing like that. So yeah, this is the stuff you need to do. You basically want to animate every single step, so simply animate that. Now for the advanced animation, if you want some advanced settings, so go to advanced here and you have this thing. So I'm gonna just choose this randomize order, turn it on. Now randomize seed, increase it a little bit, or you can hit Alt on your keyboard to open up your expression command. Now we are giving an expression command to it like wiggle, something like that. So yeah, this should be great. Now I'm gonna just write an expression here of wiggle like that. So wiggle, it should be 1,30, something like that, and now it should be done. Now you got something like a flickering effect right there. This looks great. See, really, this is great. So I'm gonna just change the seed amount a little bit so that I can get a proper effect like that. So yeah, this looks great, and we got some effect like this. Now move over to glow title and you can see this kind of animation right now. So this looks great and creative, even though you can just utilize this to create your title and intro, whatever you want. The template is in the description below. You can simply download it from the below. Now I'm gonna just trim this area, so this would be the animation. Now export your file and you are done. So this is it guys, how to create a glow effect just from scratch with some surface and animating that inside After Effects. I hope this will be really helpful for you. If it was, then consider subscribing and hit that like button below. So finally, goodbye.